Pierre, a middle-aged man, was shaving in the bathroom when his friend's daughter suddenly came to him. The girl was beautiful, young, and stunning to look at. Pierre's heart began to melt, but out of fear of his friend, he told her to stay away from him. However, there was such magic in Francoise's voice that Pierre had no choice but to listen to her, and in the end he was compelled to enter a room with her, where both of them forgot their relationships with others. Actually, the story begins by showing the beautiful southern French seaside city of Saint-Tropez. Two old friends, Jacques and Pierre, arrive there with their daughters to spend their summer vacation. Their wives are no longer alive, and because of that, they are searching for a woman who could bring happiness back into their lives. Both of them are staying in the same hotel. They live together, eat together, and sleep together. Every morning, Pierre wakes up his own daughter Anna and Jacques' daughter Francoise. Anna would get up, but Francoise would go and sleep in her dad's room instead. Everyone was living like one big family. The atmosphere was good and pleasant. One day, Pierre was sleeping on his bed while his friend Jacques was sitting outside. Suddenly, they heard some noises outside. When they went out, they saw that their daughter's lovers had come to drop them off. Jacques and Pierre became angry about this and started scolding their daughters. When Pierre's daughter talked back angrily, Pierre slapped her. Hurt and upset, she ran outside. Pierre stopped her, calmed her down, and brought her back. After some time, Pierre went to talk with his friend Jacques and said that they needed to keep a close watch on their daughters, otherwise they would go astray. The next day, all four of them went out for a drive again and reached the same beach. That day, a friend's wedding was taking place there. The wedding was being celebrated with great enthusiasm, and everyone was very happy. Jacques and Pierre were also in high spirits. Leaving their daughters behind, they went off to another side to enjoy themselves and admire women. As they wandered around, night fell, but they still hadn't found anyone. Nearby, a street performer was putting on a show. When the two friends reached there, their attention was less on the performance and more on the girls around them. Just then, Pierre noticed a beautiful woman looking at them. After a while, Jacques also noticed her. Both men began to look at her closely. Pierre couldn't focus anymore, so he drove back to the same beach to meet his daughter, where the wedding had taken place. The wedding party was still going on. Pierre went to the crowd where everyone was dancing. Suddenly, Jacques' daughter came to him and said, "Let's dance." Pierre replied that he didn't know how to dance, but she insisted. Pierre stepped forward to dance, and just then he saw the bride and groom. He congratulated them on their wedding. Everyone looked very happy. Jacques was not there at that moment, so his daughter was completely lost in the fun. After some time, a man came dancing, holding a piece of the bride's clothing. Suddenly, the cloth caught fire, and to put it out, the man jumped into the sea. Seeing this, everyone burst into laughter and joy. Jacques' daughter Francoise also pulled Pierre toward the sea, telling him to swim. Everyone was completely immersed in the celebration. Pierre and Francoise kept swimming and reached the other side, where no one could see them. Francoise was now 20 years old. As they continued fooling around, they started getting closer to each other. After a while, they reached the other shore of the sea, where they were about to become intimate. But at that moment, Pierre was not ready, so they returned, put their clothes back on, and came back to the party. An awkward silence fell between them. They danced for a while with their arms around each other, and then got lost in one another. Meanwhile, Jacques was busy enjoying his night with the same woman. The lady he spent the night with was named Mainly, and she spent nights with men in exchange for money. During their time together, they began talking about marriage. Mainly asked Jacques where his wife was. Jacques told her that she had passed away a few years ago, and that now he lived with his daughter. Hearing this, Mainly said that she was very poor too, and that she had to look for a new man every day just to earn money. They talked for a while, and then both of them lost themselves in each other. The next morning, Pierre woke up and his daughter told him she was going out to get breakfast for him before leaving. After she went out, Jacques suggested that they go somewhere for a walk. Pierre replied that he would get ready and join him soon. Jacques then went to have breakfast. Pierre went to the bathroom to take a shower. Just as he was about to bathe, Francoise came in. At that moment, she wanted to be close to Pierre and express her feelings for him. Pierre, however, felt afraid if Jacques found out their friendship could be ruined. He took Francoise into another room. Seeing this, Francoise felt happy and believed that what had remained unfinished the previous night would finally be completed. She moved closer to Pierre, but Pierre explained to her that they should only enjoy themselves when no one else was around. Francoise refused to listen. She said that the moment was right and they should enjoy it now. Pierre firmly told her to leave immediately. After that, Francoise left the room. Outside, Pierre's daughter and Jacques were having breakfast together. It was Jacques' birthday that day, so Francoise wished her father a happy birthday. After a while, Pierre joined them and sat near Francoise. Francoise tried to joke and flirt with Pierre whenever she found an opportunity, but Pierre stopped her and quickly finished his breakfast. After breakfast, Jacques and Pierre went to a nearby shop to look for work. They put up an advertisement hoping to find a decent job. After that, Jacques Jacques left for some work, while Pierre returned to Francoise. That night, Pierre and Francoise met again while Jacques was sleeping in the other room. Pierre wanted to forget the incident and move on, but Francoise believed that she truly loved him. They spent a long time together and felt happy. Later, Francoise wished him good night and went back to her room. A deep bond had begun to form between them, and Jacques had no idea about what was happening between the two. One day, all four of them went fishing at a lake. Jacques was busy fishing, and seeing the opportunity, Francoise asked Pierre to come to the other side. Pierre followed her, but soon realized that Francoise wanted to be romantic with him there. He became frightened and once again warned her that if Jacques found out, it would not end well. He told her that whatever had happened between them had been a mistake and asked her to leave. Hearing this, Francoise became angry and walked away. That night, Francoise remained upset by Pierre's words. She felt that Pierre had taken advantage of her. Troubled by these thoughts, the next morning, she went to her father, Jacques. She did not have the courage to tell him the truth at first. When she stayed silent for a long time, Jacques asked her what was wrong and why she looked so sad. Francoise then told him that a man had misled her, made her drink alcohol at a party, and taken advantage of her. Hearing this, Jacques became furious and asked why she was telling him only now after 2 days. Francoise began to cry and apologized to her father. Jacques grew worried and wondered who that unknown man could be. Meanwhile, Pierre was having breakfast, completely unaware that Francoise had told her father something. As a worried and protective father, Jacques asked Pierre to help him find the mysterious man who had taken advantage of his daughter. That evening, while Pierre, Jacques, and Francoise were having breakfast together, Pierre asked Francoise a few questions about the man who had misled her. He offered to help her and assured her that he would find him. Francoise did not respond and immediately went inside the house. Shortly after that, Pierre's daughter came out of her room. She was getting ready to go out for the night. Pierre tried to stop her, but she did not listen. Pierre then reassured Jacques, saying that he would soon find the man who had taken advantage of his daughter. After some time, Francoise got ready again and left the house. Later, she and Pierre met at a restaurant, using excuses so no one would suspect anything. At the restaurant, Francoise spoke to Pierre in a calm voice and asked whether their love could continue in the future. Pierre explained that Jacques and he were very close friends, and if the truth came out, everything would fall apart. Francoise said that after her mother's death, she had never received love, neither a mother's love nor her father's affection. She told Pierre that she had given her heart to him, but now he was also pushing her away. Pierre replied that it was not like that, but their friendship stood in between them and left them helpless. Francoise felt deeply hurt. She left him there and returned home crying. Sometime later, Pierre also returned home, but he saw that Jacques was still awake. Pierre thought that once Jacques fell asleep, he might get another chance to meet Francoise. However, Jacques was still watching television. When Pierre sat with Jacques, Jacques asked whether he had found the man. Pierre said that he was still searching. Jacques had no suspicion at all that Pierre himself was the one who had misled his daughter. Pierre also behaved with Jacques like a devoted friend, as if there were no one more loyal than him. They talked for a while, had some drinks, and then, intoxicated, hugged each other and went toward their rooms. It was past midnight, and Pierre could not sleep. He got up, left Jacques sleeping, and went straight into Francoise's room. Francoise was in a deep sleep at that time. The house was completely silent. Suddenly, Pierre heard footsteps near the door. He came out and sat quietly. He saw that his daughter was just returning home. Pierre questioned her, asking where she had been so late. His daughter did not want to answer and walked toward her room to sleep. Pierre became angry again and followed her to the door, demanding to know where she had been. His daughter then told him that she had gone to a party with her friends. She said that since he never gave her time, she decided to go out on her own. Pierre then calmed down and explained to her that going out late at night was not appropriate and that she should be careful. His daughter settled down, kissed him goodnight, and went to sleep in her room. The next morning, Jacques was still worried. He spoke to Pierre's daughter and asked whether she knew who was bothering his daughter. Pierre's daughter asked what had happened and whether there was a problem. Jacques told her that Francoise had said a man was harassing her and that he was very worried. He said that he was searching for that man and that if he ever found him, he would not spare him. Pierre's daughter, Amy, said that she would help and that she would talk to Francoise. While they were talking, Pierre arrived and said that he had received information that the man had come to the lake to fish. Hearing this, they immediately went to the lakeside. There, they saw a man fishing with his daughter. Pierre then told Jacques that the man did not match Francoise's description and that the real man had probably already left. That evening, Jacques went to a party in search of the man man he believed had wronged his daughter. His daughter was also at the party, standing in the arms of a young man. Seeing this made Pierre feel angry. Meanwhile, Jacques looked at every man at the party with suspicion. On the other side, Pierre sat drinking. As Jacques walked around, he reached Pierre. Pierre subtly pointed toward a man who was singing on stage. Jacques stared at the singer with angry eyes. After the party ended, Françoise went out for a night walk with the same young man. Pierre noticed her and called out to her. Françoise stopped. Pierre told her to come home immediately. He warned her that if she did not return, he would tell her father everything about the two of them. After saying this, Pierre walked away. When Françoise did not return, Pierre made up his mind that he would now tell Jacques the entire truth about himself and Françoise. Meanwhile, Jacques followed the singer into the bathroom and got into a physical fight with him. Soon after, he realized that this man was not the one he was looking for. He left him and went back to Pierre, who was already waiting for him. Pierre handed Jacques a drink. As Jacques took the drink, Pierre told him the entire truth, that the man Jacques had been searching for was him. Hearing this, Jacques became furious. Without saying a word, he walked away. After Jacques left, Pierre fully understood that their friendship of many years had ended that night. He felt deep regret. Heavy rain began to fall that night. Pierre waited for Jacques, but Jacques did not return. Pierre became extremely worried. Then he received a phone call and learned that Jacques would not be coming back. Over the phone, Pierre apologized to Jacques, but by then, nothing could be changed. Françoise was also not in her room that night. She had gone out somewhere on her bicycle. Pierre could not sleep the entire night. The next morning, Jacques returned home. When Pierre saw him, he approached Jacques, but Jacques did not want to talk and went straight to his room. Pierre followed him and apologized again for what he had done. Jacques was furious because what his friend had done to his daughter under the cover of friendship was unforgivable. Jacques said that apologizing would change nothing. He told Pierre that he was not worthy of forgiveness and that their friendship was over. He said it would be best if Pierre left the place. Pierre tried to explain that he had lost control that night and had made a terrible mistake and that he was now truly sorry. They talked for a long time, but in the end, Jacques did not forgive him. The trust of their friendship was completely broken. Pierre decided that it was best for him to leave. As he walked outside, he saw Françoise standing there. She looked at him one last time, and with that final look, the movie came to an end.